My name is Rebecca, and the topic that we are going to be debating about today is should voting be made mandatory throughout the United States? So compulsory voting is, according to Simon Jackman, a student at Stanford University, compulsory voting is a system of laws and or norms mandating that enfranchised citizens turn out to vote, often accompanied by a system of compulsory voter registration and penalties for non-compliance, usually fines or denial of state-provided benefits. I'm arguing on the affirmative side, so I'm arguing that voting should be made mandatory throughout the United States for adults over 18. Mandatory voting is not an unreasonable law to pass, and it's not asking too much of our citizens. The process is similar to that of jury duty, paying taxes, having health care, or having children attend school. If the government can demand for its citizens to do these tasks, then it shouldn't be too much to demand for citizens to cast their vote. Even President Obama recently said that it would be transformative if everyone voted. And if everyone voted, it would completely change the political map of this country. It definitely would, because not nearly as many Americans vote as there should be. Megan Foley said that the argument has resonance in the United States, where voter participation has averaged below 60% in every election since 1968. And America has reached its lowest voter turnout since World War II. The United States Election Project said that general election voter for the 2014 midterm was the lowest it's been in an election cycle since World War II. So they were the ones that informed the public about it. In the primary elections for 2010, voter turnout was as low as 41%. So by having that other 60% vote, it would definitely change be a large impact on the way how the voting and the results of the voting would be throughout the United States. Mandatory voting has been working in 22 other countries throughout the world. Countries from Australia to the Republic of Congo to North Korea have implemented compulsory voting throughout their country, and it has seemed to work very well. It helped ensure enfranchisement in Australia, and Australians have said that we are an egalitarian, which means that all people are equal, society, and believe that forcing people to vote is reasonable, if somewhat paternalistic, measure to ensure that all groups have a say in the running of our country. By making everyone vote, it makes everyone else say their opinion so that the country is a true representation of what its people want rather than a small portion of what their people want. It gives every citizen a guaranteed say, so even though you may not, the person that you voted for may not win the election or the debate that you voted for, you can still say that you tried. So everyone still contributed into the results or the laws that were passed. Voting is now a right given to all adults in the United States, which is not something that we could have said even 100 years ago. Today, citizens over the age of 18 cannot be denied the right to vote, regardless of race, religion, sex, disability, or sexual orientation. So by failing to vote, citizens are not taking advantage of the democracy at hand. Megan Foley also said that proponents of compulsory voting claim that the institution of democracy is far too important for citizens to fail to participate. For citizens to fail to participate in voting in our own country, it's like saying that we're taking advantage of the fact that we even have the right to vote. Many other citizens in different countries are not given this right, so we should fully implement this use of citizen power and our voice throughout the government. Compulsory voting will also lower voting associated fees. Alberto Chong and Mauricio Olvera of the Inter-American Development Bank and George Mason University report that non-voters are, on average, poorer and more likely to be racial minorities. Non-voters are not less interested in politics, but voting transactions and information costs are higher for them. Compulsory voting would encourage fiscal redistribution since it would increase the turnout among people more likely to prefer redistribution policies. By making this a mandatory thing for everyone, in other words, it says that all the costs will go down. It'll make it easier for more people to vote by having more polling locations, being able to turn in your ballots through mail, being able to have people come to your hospital room if you're unable to go to the voting facility at the time, and making sure that everyone is still able to do to cast their vote in a way that's comfortable and available to everyone. Thank you.